Neville Goddard was right about assumption, but he left out one thing that actually makes it work. If you don't know Neville, he's the guy that taught millions of people that imagination creates reality. That what you assume to be true actually becomes true. But here's the problem. If you've been trying the law of assumption, if you've been trying to live in the end and assume the wish fulfilled and still aren't seeing results, then pay attention to the rest of this video. So basically, Neville Goddard said that whatever you want, assume that you already have it, and it will objectify itself in your reality. And this works. I've seen it, I've experienced it, and I teach it. But here's what I've noticed working with thousands of people. Most people get stuck at the assumption level. They assume it in their mind, but their reality isn't shifting. And this is the exact kind of distinction we're going to go through in the Manifestation Mastery class on September 13th. Knowing the concept isn't enough. You've got to understand why it works in order to actually live it. So a woman booked a call with me, and right away I could feel the stress in her voice. She said, Ramon, I've tried everything: affirmations, journaling, living in the end. I'm even assuming I already have the money, but nothing's changing. She says she couldn't afford a full session with me and that she just wanted to do 30 minutes instead. And I told her something that might sound kind of harsh. You're not actually living in the wish fulfilled. You're thinking about it, but you're not embodying it. See, there's a huge difference. Thinking about it is doing the affirmations, writing in the gratitude journal, and visualizing checks coming in the mail. But embodying abundance is the way you carry yourself, the way you breathe, the decisions you make, the actions you take, and the energy that you project when you walk into a room. See, this woman was doing all of the thinking work, but her actions were still from a place of lack. She was still budgeting from scarcity. She was still hesitating. She was still speaking like someone that didn't have it. So I gave her this one simple shift. For the rest of the day, don't think abundance, live it, embody it. Make decisions like someone who already has the money. Don't hustle, don't force, just respond to life from that version of you. So later that day, I got an email from her and she said, we just had our best business day ever. And I just deposited $7,300 into my bank account. And on the surface, she didn't do anything differently. Now, that money didn't come because she visualized any harder. It came because she stopped being the version of herself that was in lack, who thinks about the money she wants to make. She was embodying the version of her that already had it. You see the difference? Here's what Neville got right. Assumption shifts your internal state. When you truly assume something is yours, you shift your vibrational frequency. But here's the part I don't think he emphasized quite enough. Assumption without aligned action is just daydreaming. See, most people assume the wish fulfilled in their imagination, but then they go about their day making the same choices, doing the same things in the same way, really responding to life from those same familiar patterns. They're assuming abundance in their mind while acting from scarcity in their body. The missing piece is what Bashar calls acting on your highest excitement. It's not enough to assume, you have to embody. You have to let that assumption guide your actions in the physical world. So here's the simple formula that finishes what Neville started. Every moment that you can, act on the thing that excites you the most. Do it to the best of your ability. Take it as far as you can until you can't take it any further, with absolutely no insistence on a particular outcome. And then stay in a positive state no matter what happens. That's the bridge. When you combine Neville's teaching of the law of assumption with Bashar's formula of acting on your highest excitement, you're not just thinking new thoughts, you're living a new reality. Think of it like this. Let's say you're assuming that you're financially abundant, and later in the day you see a small treat that you'd like to have. Maybe it's a coffee or a book. The old you would hesitate and say, I really shouldn't be spending money on this right now. But the abundant you says, of course I can enjoy this. That little action, guided by excitement and trust, embodies that state. And that's what this woman did. She didn't just assume she had the money. She demonstrated it by booking the 30-minute session, which later turned into a full hour. So here's something I came up with called the aligned action formula that really combines the best of both of these teachings. Step one is assume. Assume your wish is fulfilled. Feel it real. Live in the end. This is pure Neville Goddard. Step two is to act on your highest excitement every moment that you can. Just throughout your day, ask yourself, what would be the most exciting thing that I could imagine right now? And then do that thing to the best of your ability. This starts to move your energy in the right direction. Step 3 is to have no insistence on a particular outcome. Don't attach to how it shows up. Trust that the universe knows the best way to deliver it to you. So here's how you can use this today. Pick something you want to manifest. Assume it's already yours. Close your eyes and get into that feeling of already having it. Then ask yourself this: if this was already mine, what would be the most exciting thing I could do right now? Whatever comes up, do that. But don't worry whether or not that action directly leads to your manifestation or not. Just trust the process and understand the mechanics of manifestation, which we'll be covering on September 13th. That's exactly what the woman did. She assumed she had the money, and then she embodied that assumption by acting on it. She didn't stress about how the money was going to come back to her. She lived from that state, and then the $7,300 showed up. So here's the truth. Neville was brilliant. But assumption isn't enough. We have to also act. You need to bridge the gap between your internal state and your desired reality. And that's exactly what we're going to be diving into in the live manifestation mastery class on September 13th. We're going to cover the 8 laws of manifestation, and you'll walk away with a complete understanding of how manifestation works and for turning assumptions into results. The link is below if you'd like to join us live. In the meantime, use the aligned action formula this week. Assume your wish fulfilled, act on your highest passion every moment that you can, and let me know in the comments how it goes for you. Thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you soon.